Good afternoon, everyone. It's Louise here from Eleanor Grace with a little top up as promised on our little triangle stitch to show you another stitch that we can use. And this is one I have used before in the I think it was in the Twinchy stitch along, but it's not one I've done for a while, so you may have to bear with me. So what we need is a triangle. So I've done one in a brighter colour just because I had a bit more of this thread. You do need a fairly long piece of thread for this. So what you do is you just make a triangle as I showed you on the previous video. So you just make one stitch and then two and then three, and you come up underneath. Now if you're right-handed, you may well come up onto the right hand side of one of these stitches. I'm going to come up to the left hand side just under here. Now they do say ideally to use a blunt needle for this, but I'm not using a blunt needle, I'm using a Chanel needle. I'll see how we get on. So what you want to do to make the raised cup stitch, which looks very effective and is quite well, it's the idea, the name gives you, it's raised. So what you want to do is go round the whole length of the triangle, but a bit like a woven wheel without piercing through to the back. So what you need to do is just come underneath, literally just have your needle underneath here, and you want to come around this thread. Now I'm going to try and do a couple of stitches just to see if it works. What you want to make sure is that your thread is sort of looped around the needle. So because I'm doing it left-handed, it's a bit difficult to show you, but what you want to do is have the thread come over and around the stitch. So it looks a bit difficult. If you really struggle with that, then you can literally just go around in a circle through here and around that length, and then work up that side and then work up that side. But ideally with this stitch, the ideal is to have the needle there. It may help if I turn it actually, and have that looped around, and you make your first stitch there. So you're not actually going through the fabric, you are just almost catching like a knot on there. So it's a bit fiddly to start off with, but the main thing, as I say, is to ensure that there is a loop around that needle, and you just make little stitches like that and tighten them up a little bit as you go. You might even want to push them over a bit like you do with a bullion stitch to keep it nice and neat. So over and round, and once you start doing it, you do get a lot quicker. I'm a bit slow at the moment, but as I say, you would be probably working the other direction if you were right-handed. But as you can see, it gives you this really nice raised stitch. So because I'm a bit slow with this, what I'm going to do is pop this on pause, and I'm just going to go around as quick as I can and come back and show you what it looks like in the end. But I've got a couple of ideas for this for you. So let me pop you on pause, and we will reconvene when I've gone around the whole length of it. Okay, I'm getting near the end. Now I suspect this is probably harder for me because I'm left-handed, and I think if I was to reverse the instructions, there's probably a slightly easier way of doing it. But you can see it's a really it's a lovely stitch, and it actually it goes from being a triangle to almost being circular as you do it. What I have learned as I've gone around is when I put past the stitch through like that, if I hold on to the needle, wrap it, and then a bit like I do with my French and knot and bullion stitches, hold on to the stitch as it's going through until you get a little bit of thread left, then take your finger off, hold the thread, and then pull through, and you get a nice neat stitch. So I'm on to my last one here. I think the difficulty I'm having with this is as I say, that I think I'm probably not, I should be wrapping in the opposite way, being left-handed, because it seems a bit cack-handed to me. But anyway, I'm on to the last stitch, so I'm going to hold on to that needle and pull it through, and then as we get to the last bit of thread, as I say, pull that over, hold on to it, and you get it in the right place. So I've just got to rethread my needle. You do need a reasonable amount of thread for this, so at least 12 inches, probably 30 centimeters, probably a bit more. I think I could get neater at it, but I don't really care. It's actually, it looks really nice. You can sort of almost keep it triangular as well. When I've done it before, it's very quickly gone circular, but I think that's probably, I packed it with more stitches than I've done here. But as you can see, it's called raised cup stitch, and it's quite a vibrant stitch. And what you could do, I was thinking, is you wouldn't want to do everyone in that, because it does take a bit of time, but it's up to you. You could either do a separate single one here and there, and perhaps do the separate triangles, or you could just do one of the triangles every so often with this, so perhaps in a different color each time, if you've got 3 different colors like I've done there. That would be quite interesting, but it would also look okay. Well, it would look really good actually on its own as a really raised stitch. I think it's really attractive, and I know when I used it on a piece before, it was it gave quite a good effect, especially amongst sort of the other stitching. And obviously here we've got a lot going on, so I could see this could be, this could be really good. So I'm definitely going to use this on my new piece. So I hope that was helpful. The raised cup stitch is it's a little bit fiddly to get into, but the main things to remember is that you make your triangle, and then you come out underneath one of the corners. Now, if you're right-handed, you'll come out heading left. If you're left-handed, it's easier to come out on the left and head right. But as I say, the best way I found to do it, and actually it got neater, as you can see, as I went, that was the start, which was a bit bobbly, and then I got a bit better, and then towards the end I was doing that technique of holding on to it, pulling the thread through till you get a small loop, then pulling the loop over into the space that you want to fill, like the end of this row, and then pulling it tight, and it sort of made it a little bit neater. But this is maximalism. Perhaps we're not too worried about this, and this is slow stitching after all, so it doesn't have to be perfect. But I hope you've enjoyed the raised cup stitch. I'm going to do some other raised stitches as well over the course of the next few weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed that one, and I'll see you again next Sunday. Okay, bye.